Yes, you read the title correctly. Kokomi is indeed an S tier character. But what we need to ask ourselves is, what does S stand for? In this situation, it stands for so pretty and so much room for improvement. No, I don't regret pulling for Kokomi, but please, she is going to get reworked, right? Right? Also, as a quick note, ignore my Kokomi's damage numbers because she isn't built yet. In fact, on the Twitter that I just made, we are gonna start our own movement. Hashtag justice for Kokomi, as she has been treated so poorly by Mihoyo. I'm not saying that you shouldn't pull for Kokomi if you like her. Like, I love her. But she just needs some changes. Like, don't get me wrong. Kokomi does her purpose as a healer amazingly. But in some scenarios, and I really, really hate to say this, but it feels like I'm playing Barbara. First, however, we are going to start with some positives. One being that Kokomi thinks you should subscribe to the channel and drop a like. Okay, okay. But seriously, without advertisement, she has great animations, great design. I love her English voice actor, and she can do so many good reactions. On the upcoming time to her release, I have been so optimistic about Kokomi, and I still am. I love this character, but there's just some things on the side which keep bugging me, and I just have to speak out about them. The negative crit rate is a problem, but still, it didn't have to be. With better scaling, we wouldn't have had to worry about that. I feel like the crit rate is more in place so that she feels like a commander, as a commander would want a battle strategy which maintains. But any good commander wouldn't want a fight that lasts forever. Like, sure, her animations look amazing, and I could watch them all day, but that's just a phrase. I don't mean it literally. I don't want to be taking all day to kill a pyro slime. The scaling on her damage isn't sufficient enough to make up for her being unable to crit. On paper, the attack bonus from your burst lets you do like 300% extra normal attack damage prior to your original attack damage, but in practice, you're just using your burst to do attack damage that you could have done already if she could crit. It just doesn't feel rewarded. Now, this is the main passive many people notice, but there are also small things about her kit which just make no sense. For instance, she has a passive which reduces swinging stamina by 20%, but guess what? In the banner you can get Beidou, and she also has a passive which does the exact same thing, and this effect isn't even stackable. So overall, if you have both of them in your team, there's going to be a passive there which is useless. And with Kokomi's burst, I was so excited that she could walk on water, but I don't know how. But Mihoyo managed to kill this for me, because you can only walk on water for 10 seconds, and then you just drop. You start swimming. And that to me just doesn't make sense. At least make her able to walk on water until she next leaves the field, or swap her swimming passive to a passive which allows you to sprint on water instead. Like, come on, Mihoyo. Please. They literally used her being able to walk on water as one of the things they advertised about her in a video. But then they just make the whole skill so useless. Why, with a character I got to walk on water, why am I still swimming? Like, it just makes me sad that a character I was looking forward to had so many, like, that was an interesting trait, but they just messed that up. And it's just sad. It really makes me sad. At the very least, after using her ult, allow her to walk on water until she next leaves the field, or at least swap her swimming passive to one that lets you walk or run on water, but it consumes stamina instead. so it isn't too broken. Because heck, there's so much that you can do on the water surface anyway, which is just so busted, isn't it? Now, as a healer, even there are still some flaws in her burst, which I noticed whilst playing her. During her burst, it literally only heals Kokomi or nearby allies, which is pretty nice in co-op. But in single player, it just doesn't make much sense, because when your Kokomi is at full health, why can't I heal everybody else too? You know? Now, Kokomi looks amazing. Her animations are amazing. So please, just let the overall character be amazing for the price that she is. Please, Mihoyo, don't do Kokomi like this. At the very least, can she get better scaling on her damage? As a huge Kokomi fan, I must admit when changes are needed. I can't just sit here with a fake smile on my face and pretend that there aren't problems with Kokomi. And with that being said, if you enjoyed the video and made it to the end, thank you very much for listening. And thank you for giving me your time. Make sure that you stick around for future videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Hashtag justice for Kokomi.